Here on Treaty 7 territory, nestled in the Rocky Mountains with the Mighty Bow River at an altitude of 1,309 meters. Born from coal dust in 1884 and ever-changing, this is Canmore, and we are Canmorites, and this is the Canmorite Podcast. Let's go! Hey there, welcome back to the Canmorite Podcast with me, Jeff Maw. It's been a couple weeks since the last podcast episode, and that was a great one with the Ducks. That interview was super fun. And the reason why I've been tardy is not because I've gotten bored of doing the podcast. If anything, talking to you guys has been very much top of mind. It's just been a really rough go. It's been a crazy time. And, I've heard that expression, people my age, I'm about 49-ish soon, they say we're the sandwich generation. And what that means is we got often the pressure of having kids, raising them, and then above us we have the pressure of taking care of our parents. And definitely I have felt what it's like to be the proverbial meat stuck in the sandwich. It's just been really nuts. Typically my regular life is pretty heavy. Counsel's been super busy. I'll probably be talking about some of the stresses I've faced with counsel in a future episode. Then there's always, the joy and the challenges of running my own business, the Yoga Lounge. And that's always, lots of moving parts because that's the dynamics of owning a business. And then kind of going that one layer of the sandwich family. Being a parent, it's full on. It is a privilege, but it's crazy. And for some strange reason, I don't know why, but at the end of the school year, when things should be getting easier, life just gets harder. All of the activities the kids are in, they feel like it's necessary to have an extra couple more advanced. There's another gymnastics meet, there's a piano recital, there's blah, 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 there's like all the things. And it's like as if life isn't busy enough. And then the stove breaks. So that's not very helpful. and then the other piece, and this is the other big piece on the other half of the sandwich, is the massive bomb of my mom's mental health falling through the basement. So she's finally been committed to a hospital. She's been in the psych ward now for a while, and during that process, that's continually detonated our family. I'm not talking about my personal one, but I'm my family, my brother, my father, and I, and just all the million and one things we need to take care of, such as emptying out the house. My dad's ready to downsize. My mom was a hoarder, and so there's just a lot to take care of. And so, parents, if you really want to ruin your kids' lives, drop a 500-hour project into the middle of their packed schedule and just have them take care of all of your possessions that you cannot be bothered to take care of your own. And that too will be an episode coming up because I've definitely learned a lot of things there. But the other big heavy thing weighing on my mental health a bit, something I want to talk about now, is my dear partner Hillary, her uncle Greg. He just passed away. Greg's based out in Victoria, BC, and he's a super lovely guy. He worked in conservation, kind of like me, had a wife and 2 kids. And just before the pandemic, he retired, left from Ottawa, working in conservation, and him and his partner Carmen, they went to Victoria. And the dream was to, enjoy life out there. He got a boat. He's going to work on his sailing, and then in the meantime, ride his road bike. In the meantime, Carmen got a really great job. She's a chancellor at UVic, and the plan was her to work for a few more years, being challenged in her career, and then the two of them would spend a lot more time together. And then the pandemic came, and then about 2022, Greg wasn't feeling super good on a road ride, and found out that, after taking a look at what's going on, he realized that he had bile duct cancer. That's not a great cancer. And so he kind of fought with that pretty hard for a while. But then it spread to his pancreas. And those of you guys know anything about cancer, pancreatic cancer is pretty much one of the worst prognoses you could ever have. So knowing that Greg's time was a little bit short, we made sure we tried to spend as much time as we could with him. Typically, my family and I, we head out to the island, go out to Cumberland, ride bikes, and we'd always make that trip down island, get over to Victoria and see Greg and Carmen. And it was pretty impressive to see Greg. He definitely looked a lot skinnier, and the cancer had taken a lot of his body weight away. But in those moments that we would meet, him, me, my 2 daughters, Claire and Paige, he was always super present, super gracious, and just was very happy to have us there. And so that happened over 2 visits. And there actually came a point where Greg was doing well enough. I kind of thought, man, maybe Greg is going to defy the odds and become the super outlier. He definitely has a lot to live for. On our last visit, we found out, that he was expecting the birth of his first grandchild in Christmas of 2024. And I could definitely see that put a light in Greg's eye, and he's going to definitely see the first grandchild come. And lo and behold, he did it, right? And so congratulations to Greg and Carmen on your first grandchild. That's massive. But then just this June, things took a bit of a nosedive. The pancreatic cancer got a lot worse, and the pain got a lot worse. And Greg had to go in for palliative care. And during his time in that first week of hospice, he went to go to the bathroom, and he fell and broke his hip. And if have older people in your lives, breaking your pelvis is definitely not a good thing. But given his state, how far the cancer was, the doctor said, operating simply wasn't an option. And because of that, Greg realized, it's been 3 years now. I've tried to do as much as I can, and I've just lived in a lot of pain. So he signed up for MAID, medical assistance in dying. And who could really blame him? In fact, a good friend of mine, Carson Hoyer, when he saw, the tail end of a pretty rough prognosis, he had the courage to, end things on his own term. I think MAID is a very noble and courageous thing. So Carmen sent an email saying, Greg's time is limited. If you have anything to say, now's the time. So despite all the craziness happening in our lives, of all the things we talked about, Hillary and I and the girls, we got together a nice care package. We each wrote him a personal card, and we, threw in some art, and, a shirt and some socks, just a lovely little care package to send to Greg. And we sent it express because we had a box lying around. It seemed like this is one of those times where getting something there sooner was better. And from what Carmen said, Greg was inundated with messages from all of his friends. And in between naps, where he was having a bit of a brief respite from the pain, Carmen would read the cards and the notes and open the packages to Greg, and he would really appreciate them. He'd sit there, perhaps cry or laugh or smile, and just kind of soak up those special moments that were showing up in the mail. Greg had a big goal. He promised to hold off on MAID until his birthday this past June 27th, but things took a pretty rapid turn. And on the 26th, things went really far down. And then he passed with his son, Eric, and his wife, Carmen, around, and his daughter on FaceTime, and just the day before his birthday. So, Greg, it's been about a week since your day. And know that we're thinking of you, and we're really, really glad for the time we spent with you. And in closing, I just wanted to say I really appreciate getting a chance to talk about Greg, and I want everyone to stay awesome and really realize that our time here is finite. So you can spend your energy wisely. I'd recommend it. Do things that make your community great. Look beyond your own self-interest. Find the things that really, really matter for you. Tell the people that you love them, and really, really be in the moment, because this time is short. And the world's better when you're in it trying to make it a better place. This is a short podcast today. I'll be doing more soon, but just wanted to check in and wishing everyone well. Take care. Bye.